Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I don't know how the weather is going on everybody's end there, but it's pretty sunny here in Vancouver, which is good. Welcome back, everybody. And today, welcome to another episode of Remax Facebook Live interview, The Voices in Real Estate. This live interview will take place every week for viewers in the real estate industry to learn and become better real estate agents. Within Remax, we believe in strength in numbers where people are open to share their experiences and knowledge with others so Remax agents and everyone else in the industry can help better serve their clients. So today's topic is actually a very important one, especially for what everybody's going through, is the government programs during the pandemic. And our special guest today is Jeff Cox from Capri CMW. So let me get him here on the line. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. How's life been these days?
Turbulent, to say the least, as we're talking with multiple, we are a business, our benefits business is across all sectors, so we have a pretty good understanding from retail right through manufacturing, what's going on. And turbulent would be the word I would use to describe it. Definitely some struggles.
I know there's it's a tough time for a lot of actually just not just for businesses but personal, even families and things like that, because it's just things are at a stall, right? And nothing's really moving going forward. And actually, the BC government announced that they might be reopening some of the businesses comes mid or late May, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it certainly will be something different. And that's when the actual new norm kind of kicks in many cases. So, but anyways, Jeff, just thought it might be good for yourself to kind of give introduction to the viewers here and what you do and so forth. So they know where your background is. Oh, there's a little bit of lag.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm an employee benefit specialist with Capri CMW. So my name is Jeff Cox. I'm an employee benefits specialist with Capri CMW. I'm based out of Kelowna and consult to Remax across the country with regarding their benefits and group retirement solutions. And have for some time among other clients across the country and here locally and by province. So that's what I do day to day.
Awesome. So let's kind of jump right into it, because I think some of the questions here are some of the topics we want to discuss today is quite lengthy. Because it gets quite technical. Actually, it's always and anything to do with government programs these days, it's an evolving door. It almost changes like weekly basis. But you can provide us with the most up-to-date programs there is out there. So, the question then, because like we know there's a lot of programs out there that the government recently announced. But what are some of the ones that apply to the real estate agent or even brokerages? I think there's a little bit of lag here. I don't know.
Yeah, great questions. So arguably they all apply if you qualify based on. So, Kingsdale, I'll try and I know you're having a lag. I'll try and go through this here. Hopefully, you can hear me. So the benefits that have been laid out would apply to real estate agents and or brokerages. It really depends on meeting the qualifications of those of each one of the benefit lines. So if we were to kind of take a quick overview of what exists, and I would always recommend that you consult your accountant, or in some cases, if we're dealing with staff, possibly some legal advice if you do have very unique questions. But the CEWS, which is the essentially the emergency wage subsidy, does apply if you had a 30% drop in income or revenue into the business. So you could, again, you have to get into the measurements of it, but you could have staff or even a broker owner or a real estate agent, if they pay themselves T4, T4A income, could qualify for CEWS. You really have to understand how to meet the requirements. And I would caution that you definitely want to get your CPA or charter accountant to look at it and ensure that you are meeting the requirements, because there will be significant audits on this when we do come back on. But it is there for brokerages or a PREC, so a personal real estate corporation would also qualify based on the way the guidelines have been laid out. CERB, which is really trying to put some cash into the hands of people that have been affected by COVID, is probably, from a real estate perspective, again, hypothetically, there's some qualifications, but I would be very cautious that you understand what that means. So it essentially says you can't do your job. So very similar to real estate agents, insurance advisors, or brokers are in the same boat. We eat what we kill. We are commission based. And if you were to collect CRB, you would have to be very cognizant of the fact that that means that you can't be doing marketing, actively selling homes, actively showing homes. So just a bit of a cautionary tale on CRB. You really have to make sure you meet the requirements. That being said, if you were to lay staff off that are part of your brokerage or a part of your team, they do qualify for CRB. And if you weren't going to use the CEWS, the wage subsidy component, they could collect. Again, if you are going to bring them back, and you can justify using the wage subsidy, which is the kind of the standard is 30% drop in business year over year. They can collect under CEWS up to 58. The numbers of salary of 58,000 a year and change is the max. But again, you can't do both. So if they're at home collecting CRB, they also can't come back under wage subsidy. It is one or the other.
Okay.
But the positive news is real estate agents are not exempt from this. It's just a matter of meeting the qualifications. So there is some positives there, as long as the PREC or the brokerage understands and meets the qualifications.
Okay. So you mentioned that CERB, if you were to be on that program, you can't go out to sell. Is that what you said, or?
I apologize, Kingsley. We seem to be having quite the delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. So when you look at the qualifications from CERB, it really says that you're actively not pursuing employment. So you have been not able to do your job because of COVID. I think that is not outlined specifically to say you can't go out and market, but the way we interpret it is you can't be doing your job. And as I said, very similar to insurance advisors, that would mean sitting at home, not not having listings, not showing houses, not doing any virtual work. It really is that that you are in quarantine and not seeking any compensation otherwise.
I see. So let's kind of, now we talked about the two programs, but what about families? You know, because a lot of families have kids and so forth at home, and you know, they're having a hard time. So what are some of the, is there any government programs that's providing support for assistance for them?
This would be an area where I would say the government is still lacking. And I would expect, as we have heard in British Columbia in the past 24 hours, that school most likely won't go back until September, that you will see the federal government and provincial government announce possible subsidies still in these areas. As of today, there's only been one benefit announced. And if you qualify for the Canada Child Benefit, you will get a one-time payment in May of $300. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of positive news to report there, as we do hear from our own employees and a lot of employees out there. This is one of the bigger struggles that people are having. But short of a $300 payment in May, if you do qualify for the child benefit in Canada, there haven't been a lot of other programs announced yet.
Okay. Well, looks like there's a little bit of a 15-second delay here, but that's okay. We can, I think, just viewers here, just if you guys are experiencing the same 15-second delay, to just kind of bear here. And I understand that a lot of Remax agents, because you guys are an insurance provider for us, for a lot of the Remax agents across Western Canada. How does this COVID situation impact their, you know, benefits in terms of what they have with you guys?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our job is to represent Remax, not the insurance company. So our job is to negotiate on your behalf with the insurer, and we pull data to allow us to do that. I don't know anyone's personal claims, but I can track claims as a group and then negotiate with the insurance company on behalf of Remax. We've done that for the people on the corporate plan that's available through Remax, which is with RAM Insurance Administrators. Claims under healthcare have actually remained quite high, so drugs are still being utilized, and we've actually seen a spike in online paramedical claims. So people seeing psychologists, still actually somehow participating in physiotherapy. Where obviously we've seen claims fall off is in dental. What we were able to negotiate for the month of May is a 50% reduction in premium on dental. So we will be seeing credits come out on bills in the month of May. And then of course we will continue to negotiate on your guys' behalf moving forward. And I think you'll continue to obviously see reduced premiums as we move forward. But that's the big one, is a 50% reduction in premium for the month of May on dental, and then hopefully we can continue to get more out of the insurers as we move forward.
Thanks. A good answer. Thank you. It's actually interesting seeing you be able to speak, and then 15 seconds later on, I get the audio part coming in. It's actually been quite an interesting interview here. Jan Berry does have a question, but because of the lag, I think Jeff went after the interview here. Perhaps you can go into some of the comments and provide your information so they can contact you and ask you questions directly. But we're getting to the last question here. Is I ask this for every interview. Is what would be your Remax Hustle tip for anybody? So from what you're experiencing out there, what would be a tip that you would provide for people to kind of get through all of this, right? Is what would be your Remax Hustle?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, obviously, at this point, and I know you've heard it, but my suggestion and what we witnessed in the marketplace is innovation. Obviously, is the biggest thing you can do. So, the businesses that we have seen that we work with. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback, Kingsley. But for us, it would be innovation. So the businesses that we have witnessed have some success, which that might be a bit of an overstatement. But the businesses that we've seen remain active have been able to get innovative. So moved online, innovated with their staff. Really have taken advantage of using virtual. The virtual experience, whether it's Zoom or Google Hangouts, and still really trying to interact with their clients. The other big thing I would suggest is education. For us, becoming experts in anything and everything we can with regards to employee benefits around the government programs has definitely helped us continue to interact with our clients. And I would suggest the same thing in innovation and remember that we're all going to get through this, and we're all in the same boat. And when this is all over, we'll be able to we'll be able to look back and learn a lot of things from what happened.
For sure, and things has to evolve, right? And this is during any time, whether it's recession or any tougher times, things do evolve and things do change. And these are times where people have to look at different ways of being innovating and create new opportunities to continue on to do business and so forth. So great kind of tip for everybody here. And like I said earlier, we're having experienced a little bit of lag. I know Jan Berry, you've been asking a question there, but Jeff will be able to help. We'll be able to answer all your questions through comments afterwards. So thank you, Jeff, for being with us here, and appreciate your time. And anybody from Remax, if you have questions regarding government programs or benefits, feel free to reach out to Jeff. Okay, thank you, Jeff.